For years, the moment our data outgrew a spreadsheet, the advice never changed. Go spin up a cloud data warehouse, Snowflake or BigQuery. But there's this tiny free database that runs entirely on your laptop, and while everyone was staring at the cloud, it quietly grew up. It now has real encryption, Git-style upserts, and its first ever long-term support release. This is DuckDB, and I want to show you exactly how it stacks up in 2026, including the one big thing that people keep getting wrong about it. So, DuckDB. Just think SQLite, but for analytics. You know, SQLite, one file, no server, embedded right inside your app. DuckDB is that exact same idea, except instead of being built for transactions, it's built for crunching numbers. It's built to scan and add up millions of rows really fast. And one of the best parts is it reads Parquet, CSV, and JSON files directly. There's no import step, no load the data first. You just point SQL at the file. Let me show you what that feels like. If you enjoy coding tools that speed up your workflow, be sure to subscribe. We have videos coming out all the time. Now, here in my terminal, I type DuckDB and I'm sitting in a SQL prompt instantly. Now watch this. I select from a Parquet file that lives on a URL out on the internet. I didn't download it, I didn't define anything or start a server. DuckDB reached out, streamed a remote file, and ran real SQL on it in a single line. That right there, in 5 seconds, is a reason people love this. But here's the thing people are getting wrong. There are two releases in play here, and the internet keeps blurring them together. The big exciting features everyone's talking about: full AES 256 encryption of your database, a merge into command for Git style upserts, and the ability to write Apache Iceberg tables. None of those are in 1.5. They all shipped in DuckDB 1.4 in September, which was also DuckDB's very first long-term support release. Then, 1.5, this past March, we got the updated version of that. A nice new command line client with colors and a pager, a new variant type for messy semi-structured data, and geometry baked right into the core. Instead of just one quick query, let me show you what the updated DuckDB actually feels like in practice. The 1.4 features plus 1.5 on top of that. Now, I still have the Parquet query we saw earlier right here. Now, here is the new feature in 1.5, the variant type. I create a quick table and insert mixed types, integers, strings, arrays, and objects, all in the same column. There's no schema, no JSON parsing, it just works. And it stores typed binary data, which compresses and queries better than plain JSON. That is the new variant feature. Next up is the feature that actually changed what you can build with DuckDB. Merge into. This is from 1.4, don't confuse that. One clean SQL statement, there's no app logic. This is the kind of thing that used to require Spark or custom Python. Then the encryption piece as well, since here we are. I can query it normally, but if I try to open the same file in a new session without the key, it fails exactly as it should. AES 256 at the page level, you bring the key. DuckDB doesn't store it or manage it, and that's before we even get into Iceberg writing or geometry support, which a lot of you guys might just use spatial instead of geometry. This is why 1.4 was the big update. It went from a query engine to something you can actually trust with real data on a single machine. Secure files, reliable upserts, and the modern lakehouse formats. 1.5 just made the experience a lot better with improved CLI and the new variant type. Okay, so how is this different from the tools already on your machine? Let's take SQLite. Same one file, no server feeling, but SQLite is a row store built for transactions, and DuckDB is a column store built for analysis. Then we could take Pandas. DuckDB hands you a real SQL optimizer and multi-threaded joins, so on a big group by, it's often a little bit faster. Then if we took Snowflake or BigQuery, those are cloud warehouses built for entire teams and petabytes of data. DuckDB is one machine running inside your own process for free. Now, the number one complaint over and over and over again is memory. Point DuckDB at a billion rows and it can run clean out of memory and fall over. It might be a bit too flaky for production too, if that's what you're dealing with. The second thing is, this is not a transactional database. It's a single writer. One process writes at a time, so you don't wire it up on your app's backend or your session store. That's still Postgres's job, or SQLite for small MVPs. And that whole encryption part, it's real, it's thorough, but it's bring your own key. DuckDB does not store the key, it does not rotate the key, it doesn't watch anything. You lose the key, your data is gone. And the Iceberg writing lives in an extension that's still pretty new. If you're doing analytics, crunching Parquet and CSV, running ELT transforms, exploring data in a notebook, anything with a few megabytes up to a single machine scale, DuckDB is one of the best tools you can possibly install, and it's completely free, MIT licensed with no paywall. But if you need a transactional backend for an app, or you're routinely firing billions of rows and you don't want to hand tune memory, this is the wrong tool, and that's fine. Right database for the right job. If you enjoy coding tips and tricks like this, be sure to subscribe to the Better Stack channel. We'll see you in another video.